beautiful human beings. Coming to you today from Great Spirit Farm. And it's been on my heart to share with you one of the metaphors that we share a lot in our coaching, especially between ceremonies. And it's a metaphor I call the warehouse of boxes. And what it essentially means is that we all have a warehouse inside that has a lot of boxes that we've accumulated over the course of our life. If you think about when you move from one location to another, there is usually like a collection of boxes. You might have 4 or 5 boxes that say kitchen. You might have 4 or 5 boxes that say master bedroom, office, so you have all these different labels for these different boxes. And we have the same thing inside. It's like our body is this warehouse of memories and experiences and joys and hurts and pains. And a lot of times we suppress the memory and the experience of the pain, whatever that painful experience was. And some people call it trauma, some people don't really associate with trauma. So whatever you want to call it, if you had your feelings hurt at any point in your life, you felt neglected, you wished that something was different than it was, that's a painful experience. And so what it happens very often is it ends up being internalized in the body, and the body keeps the score. Referencing Bessel van der Kolk's, I think that's his name, book called The Body Keeps the Score. Highly recommend it. Also highly recommend reading Internal Family Systems, No Bad Parts by Richard Schwartz. These are books that we really recommend all of our participants and the guests that come to our sacred plant sacrament ceremonies that they read, because this is the internal landscape, the internal map, a way of guiding ourselves through some of these processes. And so these memories, these experiences are then stored in the body in these boxes. And so when we come into ceremony or out of ceremony, you can do this through meditation, you can do this through breath work. There are many ways that you can access your subconscious space. There are many ways that you can access your internal inner world. It doesn't have to be through plant sacraments, but that's one way. I like to say that there's many ways to the top of the mountain. So however you get there, ayahuasca is the straight path. Caminho reto is what they say in the Unhado Vegetal tradition, one of the places that we've studied in Manaus, Brazil. And some people go round and round the mountain. Some people go back and forth up the path of the mountain and take a little bit easier route. Might take a little longer. But however you get there, the goal is to get to the top of the mountain. Sometimes when we're on our way to the top of the mountain, we look back down and see, wow, how far I've come. Look at all that distance. And it kind of feels exciting to maybe put your knapsack on the ground or put your sled on the ground and just whee all the way back down to the ground. And it's fun. Go fast and let gravity pull you back. In the Christian tradition, they call this backsliding, and it has a very negative connotation. But I don't think that is productive or healthy. I think it is what it is. And usually when we're backsliding, we're having fun. Whether it's a positive or negative spin that you want to give it, don't beat yourself up. Don't punish yourself. Don't shame yourself for whatever your path is. We're all here on the path together, and we're all going to get to the top of the mountain at some point in this proverbial time. So as you're on this path, when you're cleaning out the inside, it's important to try to empty as many boxes as you can. So one of the ways that you can do that is through child's pose, through prayer, through meditation. You can do it by looking through old family photos, anything that helps you to reconnect to your past. In plant sacrament ceremony, you can just ask the medicine to show you what's the next box for me to unpack. And the way that we unpack that box is through our vocal processing unit. Your voice is your processing unit. Your voice is the way that you release the energy of the past. It's just one way, but it's, I think, the most effective way. And if you think about laughter, it has a sound to it. If you think about crying, it has a sound to it. If you think about pain, it usually has a sound to it. So whenever we suppress or we don't feel safe to express pain or sadness, we suppress it. Maybe it wasn't a good time. Maybe we weren't in a safe situation where we could experience that. So it stays in the body, and the easiest and most effective way to get it out is through the voice. You can also get it out through movement, through shaking, through exercise, through somatic experiencing, and you can always add the voice to that. I think that the voice is the most powerful processing unit for moving these energies, these emotions, these pains and experiences from the past out of the body and out of your own energy field. So when you find these memories, allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to scream, allow yourself to say whatever it was that you wished you could have said then, and maybe you didn't know that you could say it then, but now with the age and the wisdom that you have now, you can look back and say, you know what, I really wish I just said fuck off, or get away from me, or no, or stop, or you don't get to talk to me that way, or I will not be quiet, or I will not shut up. Whatever it is that version of you, that younger version of you, wished that they could have said, that they wish they had the power to say it. It may come out as a cry. It may come out as a whimper. It may come out as a scream. It may come out as language. It may come out as some primal sound that you've never heard before. The important thing is not to analyze it with the mind, but to feel it in the heart. Come into the body, come out of the mind, come out of the analytical mind, which will absolutely try to stop you from feeling. Why are you doing this? What are you crying about? This is so stupid. Like, all of these thoughts might go through your mind as you begin to do these exercises, and just acknowledge it. You don't have to shame yourself, your mental self, but just say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and feel this anyway. I realize that this may not seem like a good idea, but I'm going to try it anyway. Come back into the body and allow yourself to feel whatever the feelings are. Allow yourself to feel them to whatever the completion might feel at that point in time. So, for example, when we cry or we scream, you might come to a point where you're just like, okay, I got no more cries, I got no more tears, and you feel a peace, a resolution, maybe even a tiredness come over the body. Or you might just scream and scream and scream until you're just like, okay, I got no more screams for today. And it will feel complete at that time. Go until you feel complete. Encourage yourself to stay open in the heart, to stay open in the body. Maybe you want to pound a pillow. Maybe you want to go to a rage room. Or what we like to do here at Great Spirit Farm is give someone a purge bucket and a baseball bat and go out into a clearing in the woods away from everyone else and beat that bucket until it's in smithereens, and then pick up the pieces, because we're picking up the pieces of our life. And so being able to whack that bucket, sometimes with the image of the person's face or people's face on the side, can be incredibly cathartic and therapeutic. So find healthy ways to express this emotion until you feel complete, until it feels done. And then know that you have emptied a box. You have removed a box from your warehouse. You've created space. You've created space for more energy to flow in your life. You've kind of defragged your mental hard drive so that memory is no longer there, kind of blocking your energy field, blocking your mental flow. And so feel good, praise yourself, give yourself a pat on the back, and don't be surprised if you go back into this exercise. And I do recommend making time on a regular basis to do this exercise, whether it's in ceremony, again, whether it's in child's pose, through breath work, through meditation, maybe just one morning laying in bed a little longer and giving yourself that time, especially if you feel like you have the ability, if you don't have to get up and go to work and you wake up one morning and you're just kind of feeling depressed, take advantage of that. That means that those emotions are right there on the surface. They're right there waiting for you to give them the attention that they're asking for. There are parts within us that want our attention, that want to be acknowledged for what they need and for what they feel. And when we acknowledge those parts as if they're a separate part of ourselves, maybe like a little child within that we love, or maybe the little rebel inside that needs to get attention in some way, acknowledge those parts. So if you wake up one morning and you're just feeling like you don't have the gumption, stay in bed a little longer, work through and see what kind of box you can empty that day. And as you go through this systematically over time, you're going to begin to feel lighter. You're going to begin to feel freer. You're going to begin to feel more connected to the present moment because you don't have this past baggage pulling you back in some unconscious, subconscious way. You're going to begin to feel like your creativity opens up. If you feel like you're tired every afternoon at 3 o'clock, you're going to find that you have more energy. Maybe you don't feel like you have that afternoon slump. It could be diet related too, but some people do notice that they have more energy overall when they start to clear out this warehouse of boxes. And very important to note that if you clear out a mom box or a dad box or a first boyfriend heartbreak box or a first girlfriend, dumped you box, whatever the box is, don't be surprised and rather expect that there will be another box related to that person, maybe even that situation. I've had many mom and dad boxes and I'm like, good, I'm done. And then I go back in and I'm like, are you kidding me? Another one? Whoa, I really thought I was done. It's okay. Just know that your body is going to bring up in the right time, in the right order. Your body, your subconscious mind, is incredibly intelligent and it knows the right emotions for the right time and the right order to bring things up. So it might be years before you uncover another box that says kitchen or a master bedroom or a bathroom on it or whatever it is that you're unpacking. But know that if you open that box and something comes up, trust that this is the right time and the right place and the right order for you to unpack that box. And don't beat yourself up or shame yourself that you didn't do it right in the past or you thought you had it all done. Just know that you can't fit all of your kitchen in one box. And you can't unpack all of your kitchen in one sitting. It's going to take some time. So give yourself that grace, give yourself that inner love, that compassion, and know that just doing the work, just getting into child's pose for 30 minutes once a week and asking your parts, asking inside, is there anyone inside that wants to unpack a box today? And see where you feel it in your body. See what comes up. And again, you can do this in plant sacrament ceremonies. You can do this on your own, in the privacy of your own home. You could do this in therapy. You could do it during breath work. You could do it during some kind of somatic experiencing, many different ways. But the thing is being consistent and setting aside dedicated time in the privacy of your own space, your own heart, where you can really ask and look within and see, is there something ready for me to clear out this box? Cleaning the inside, clearing out space. This is the way that we heal. This is the way that we access more bliss and more joy, more creativity, more ability to focus, more ability and presence in our relationships. When we heal these past traumas, they tend to have less impact on our relationships. If I heal the past, then I'm not bringing that into my current relationship and making my partner or my loved ones wrong for being or treating me the way that they are. I recognize that however they treat me is a reflection of their internal world and not my internal world, and it's not a reflection of me. Could be, but you have more awareness when you start to see what's going on in your subconscious space in your warehouse of boxes. So your body is your warehouse. Take time, empty out the boxes, break those boxes down and throw them in the trash. Let your voice be your processing unit. If you have any questions, please reach out. We are here to support you. You can send us an email at info@greatspiritfarm.org. We would love to help support you on your journey. If you'd like to get information on coaching, or if you have a struggle or you're stuck, that's what we're here for. Much love to you. We love you all. Blessings on your journey, and enjoy.